Hello, and welcome to a, just watching me do things, really. No specific tutorial, just me, preparing my virtual museum for version 1. It's kind of more of a demo. S. Duncanson. There we go. Yeah, I made... So, if you go to my Ko-fi and become a member, you can watch the little devlog where I explain more about what I'm doing and some of the future plans. But this is the virtual museum under construction, so you can get the museum under construction experience you've been missing from COVID. And educators can know that there will be some worksheets so that you can fill out the time more. Alright, does that look fine? Alright, clear. Color. Make it completely. Nope. There we go. Just put that in a folder, temp, names. I was gonna do something cool and fancy with blueprints, but ran into the problems that I don't know blueprints that well. So we're just doing this. That'll probably take more resources. Anyways, this is just temp, only for 11 pieces. Yeah, on my other... Oh shoot, that's gonna get confusing real quick. Okay, cube. Nope. There we go. This one. Cube. Brother. So this is just more like Devstream, Dev live stream. Essentially, I feel bad for not having a lot of content recently because I've been working on activism stuff and also the virtual museum, which feels great. And it's just one of those, I still have a YouTube channel and people theoretically want content because it's, you know, what I said I would do, make tutorials, and I don't have a lot of that going on at the moment. But I am certainly learning more about Unreal Engine 5 as I work on this, and when I get to more interactive things, that's when I'll probably learn a bunch. I really should do a thing about the geometry cubes, because like this sign, geometry cubes, everything, yeah. There's a way to turn them into static meshes. I just like using them, at least for, you know, first passes, because you can throw textures on the individual sides, individual planes, which makes it really useful. Yes, I should just be silent because that's totally workable when I don't have background music. I mean, I am listening to music. I'm listening to Sisters of Mercy, Dr. Jeep, which is some 80s, not like late 80s, early 90s alternative band. But also, I don't have the rights to actually play that for a video. So, we're just gonna... I'll find something on the YouTube thing to play in the background. So that way the awkward silences aren't as awkward. Alright, so this is cube. And we'll have more artwork soon. It's just a matter of getting some of the, you know, preliminary blueprint stuff. Also, like, I'm sure frames would look nice, but unfortunately, my light, my seed expired. So if you want to donate to my Ko-fi so I can, you know, make 3D models, that would be awesome. I'm talking real quietly. I'm gonna, like... I just know that when I go into DaVinci Resolve, it's just gonna be like, okay, and now we crank this up. I always have to. OBS keeps picking... It's very quiet, like... I don't know if it's a problem with my mic, like... or with OBS. Did I remember to actually update it? I forget. Oh boy. No, I think I did, because it stopped bugging me about updates. Anyways, yeah, something... either that or the mic, it's not picking up loud enough. Seems to be picking up loud enough for other things, so I suspect it's an OBS problem. Or I need to adjust mic aux settings. But it all seems good. Could be a DaVinci Resolve problem. Whatever. I just crank up the volume. Yeah. That's all you can really do. I could theoretically do this for the rest of the museum, just the text render and the block. It's one of those, it could theoretically be easier, but I also suspect it would, it's easier because I don't have to mess with blueprints. But, the flip side is because there's no... it's not grabbing from a central database. If I move things around, it's a pain, and it's a text render, which I suspect that's not the best. Again, it's like if, you know, for just quick things. This is the demo, and then this will continually get updated. Also, this is kind of a pain. It's, oh, I know there's an XKCD comic for this. It's the, you know, you wanna... the programmer urge to automate everything. But in doing so, you're just spending more time building the thing to automate with. That's what it is. Ah, this is a bit. No. Okay, just here. Should be good. That was. Can't be. Oh, yes. Hold on. How was I? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I was doing shift. If I do shift enter, it does the line break. There we go. Just gonna grab from this one because that was just a pain. Alright, what we got here? Ah, yes. This painting, which is being like kind of weird, is actually in Animal Crossing, which is funny to me because yeah, whatever. It's funny to me because Animal Crossing is what inspired the museum. So then to like, I was doing the paradise planning for Sprinkle. Yeah, I was decorating a penguin's house, vacation home, and one of the paintings was this. And I'm like, hold up. I know this one. This is Harlem River in winter. But yes, I will not lie. Animal Crossing is what inspired this. And also, like, teachers and parents panicking, and I'm like, I'm a game dev. Wait, I can make something that you can access and do with kids, because you're probably running out of ideas. And you could do this over Zoom. You could, like, share your screen in Zoom and walk around the museum. In fact, that was the idea I had, and then I realized, wait, I could just make it so other people could do that. Yeah, this is totally the alpha version. Or it's like, this is what the product is, general idea, please give me money. Stop Z fighting. You know, I bet part of why it's just Z fighting is because I have my scalability like wicked low. Yeah, did I mention this already? I don't know. Yeah, for the scale, for the, what is it? I don't know. The weird robot, content thing. The robot with the jetpack thing that Epic released. Yeah, you need to have the anti-aliasing and effects on high. I was just looking at blueprints in it, so I just put everything on low so that my computer wouldn't try to murder me. But yeah, you need those things on high, otherwise you get this weird pixelated beat graph going. It's like, oh boy. That's a interesting error. Is 100% because I don't have ray tracing. Yeah, if you put it in medium, it's just like beatboxing or whatever. Not beatboxing. It just reminds me of those audio editing things. I am 100% awake and can remember words. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to build lighting after this because I have a bunch of static lights, which don't work with lumen. That was an interesting discovery. So it's like, which I don't like that the static lights. Like, I understand in theory why. It's because they're baked, and lumen involves no baking. Yeah, lumen, it's constantly getting the lighting information, so there's no baking involved. Static lights you bake, which is what saves on the cost. But basically you can have the baked, or you can have the constantly updated lighting information. This is the mirror. Yeah, I have a second monitor up. I have a second monitor with the data table with all the names and whatnot up that I'm just looking at for reference. Though at this point it's more just for the artist because I have most of these memorized. What happens when you have to keep typing in names? It's like, yep, that's what you are. Yep, I'm here. And then this one is the full bloom along Sumida River. Let's give the lady her space. Thank you. Yeah. The alpha of the museum, aka, yes, I have a bias towards Impressionism, leave me alone. I really like Impressionist art. Wait, oh, you're not even touching the wall. What is this? Okay, not that. Yeah. Can you, like, at least pretend you're a painting hanging on a wall? Thank you. I'm not a paint. I forget exactly what this is. It's not. It's a print that was put on a wood block and then put on paper. Like, I think this is a postcard. So it's a postcard type thing. So you had the ink on the wood block, and then you just press it on paper. I think that's what it is, if I recall correctly. Could be wrong, but I know it's not like your standard painting. Yeah, baked light detail. You can see the shadow from the it not being on the wall. No. Yeah, game dead. Sounds really exciting, and then you realize it's just a lot of moving things into place and typing things and waiting for your engine to build the lighting, which you thought wasn't going to be a thing anymore. But oh no, if you use static lights, you still need to build the lighting because that's how you bake it. Also, nanite's not perfect either. You cannot actually take something from ZBrush and just throw it in. I tried that. It crashes everything. Unless you... It might be that I don't have a good enough graphics card. Would that be the graphics card? Oh god. It's just... There we go. Can you just like please boot up? Yeah, this is actually... Take a wild guess where this painting is from. You may be wrong. It's from Korea. Yeah, this is a Korean... Shoot. Yeah. Korean piece. Because Buddhism was pretty big in Korea, especially in the time period this was made. If I recall, it's the... Oh no, I'm gonna butcher the name because I don't have it off the top of my head and I don't speak Korean. But it's from a period that I believe went from the late 700s to the late 1500s. And this piece is would have been more towards the later part of that dynasty. So yeah. Buddha. Okay, these paintings I love because there is some fun history going on here. And I love fun history. Go away. So, this is actually a Degas, and it is a portrait of Mary Cassatt, another Impressionist painter, and artist. This is actually a pastel piece. So yeah, Degas and Mary Cassatt were friends. So I just think it's really cool. Because I was, not expecting to come across, hey, Degas was friends with this artist who has other cool works. Also, apparently she, initially was like, no, I don't want to meet with you. And then later on was... So, there is... I don't know. They were friends. I think that's cool. So, this is... It's not where I type the text. Young girl reading by Mary Cassatt. So yeah. And just I love this. You can tell like, there's a smirk going on here. She's holding, this could be playing cards or, pictures. But yeah, I love it. It's a cool history fact. And I love those. If I order the thing to stop tea fighting, will it stop tea? You go away. There we go. This one is Leave My Impressionism by Salon. Yes, I went from actually labeling these to not. This folder's gonna get deleted. Also, the only one who will be in pain from this is me. Yeah, this is Maria Okidoing, who kind of said that she didn't, like, she expressed regret that she didn't, like, she essentially didn't paint as much when she got married, and then after her husband died, she got really back into painting. And I mean, this is gorgeous. You're like, she's really getting the petals here. And like, guarded in May, you can tell that these are roses, and I don't know what flower these are, but it's very well done. I love it. So yeah, and if we pop back here, Robert S. Duncanson and Melvin Gray Johnson are two African American artists, and I highly recommend you look into their works, because for one thing, you don't really hear about African American artists as often, and also, like, there's some really great stuff. I mean, the brothers, the expressions on their faces, the disgruntled one leaning, just there's a lot going on here. And then over here, this was done towards the, I think this was done a couple years before Duncanson passed away. And I mean, it's tragic how he went. I think, if I recall correctly, he was having mental health problems, mainly due to being a well-known African American artist and the racism he was dealing with, and that took its toll. So he ended up passing away in a mental health hospital, which also those weren't that great in 1872, especially if you're black. So yeah, but I want to highlight their artworks, because I mean, that's every museum, there's a point to what artworks they put up and what voices they share and don't share. And I'm trying to be like, I mean, yeah, there's a Degas, you know, this is typical uh, white male artist. But I'm trying to also, have female artists, show Harriet Tubman. I saw this and, there's probably a lot of importance in that for someone of color. And this is from 1920s. So I just wanted to show it, You walk into a museum and the artists you see and the subjects that you see, they both matter. What is shown in a museum can really matter. So it's important to be diverse, show things from other cultures, but also respectfully. Looking at you, British Museum, and actually most museums. These are just pieces that were on the Smithsonian, hoping they're appropriate. But yeah, I'm just doing my best. And again, this is pay what you can. It's under the pay what you want thing from Itch. But I want it to be understood that even if it's like all you can pay is $0 or $1, that's fine. The point of this virtual museum is accessibility. And there is still an option for payment because, there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes and whatnot, especially to get various blueprints things going, and for future interactivity. So yeah, I would like to get paid for that, but I understand the importance for educators and, parents in tough situations. Or even just, teenagers poking around Itch. There's a lot of importance in accessibility, so that's my main thing, making sure that this museum is accessible. You can pay if you want, but it's not a requirement. And I don't want anyone to feel guilty for not paying. I have the coffee, and I hope that as this museum grows and I do more videos on it, okay, that already has that, I'll get more supporters. That'll help with essentially paying other people's tickets, I guess you could say, but no guilt. If you can't pay, that's fine. And if you'd like to throw me a 5 or a 20 or whatever, that would be fantastic. Everything is spotlighted. Going to save, and I want to turn OBS off before building because yeah, there's only so many resources. But thank you for watching, and please either pick up a copy of Virtual Museum when it's on Itch. It'll be on my Itch page, and drop me a coffee. Have a good one.